we're going on a little early, and we're gonna give the people some time. It's like, what's going on? 8:35 instead of 9:15. We're here, you and I. Thank you for covering for Stevie P, but we got lots to talk about today. We're gonna get into it, but we're gonna let the subscribers, the viewers, the listeners, everybody come on in. How you been, dude? How you been? You protecting our borders over there at the government? That's what Gio says. I don't know if you're protecting the border from
I
him.
mean, for as long as they're cutting every job. So yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. But personally,
Hmm.
I was about to boycott this event because
Why?
I was barred out of the last couple of episodes. Marcello said my voice wasn't on point. He
Jesus.
came in with the refereeing decision. He said purple card for bad audio, and I was barred out. So
So you're doing Silenzo
should I
Stampa.
should I be doing silencio stampa? Is that the mature way to go about things?
So I'm gonna be asking you questions. You're just not gonna answer me.
That's the mature way. I was told a team that plays in the capital, one of the most beautiful cities in all of the world,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they do. That's what you do when you play in one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Ah,
When you're huge, you're a huge team. Huge,
huge,
huge.
huge. We're definitely going to be talking about that. But Jan is joining me tonight, guys. We're going to give you a couple of minutes. Wanted to go on it a little earlier. Uh, it's been a while, dude. I know you have a lot of things to talk about this last game, but
Oh yeah.
I loved walking into the bar this morning. Saludate la capolista. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that
take
felt
it.
so
I'm
nice.
gonna talk. I'm gonna and the beauty of that guy at the bar, right? Just like me, o Milan, do tiri sei punti, do partite. Ma scusa, I'll take it. I'll
In
take
this
it.
economy, when you can rispamia anywhere you can, if we only take 2 shots, that's all we need.
It is. It is what it is. I know. We got
Allegri ball.
Cortomus.
That's it.
Cortomus. Guys, what are we gonna? Obviously, we're gonna be talking about the game. We're gonna go through the Patreon questions, the football segment. Lots of news in Serie A. Eh, Obviously, what went on right in the final minutes of the Lazio game.
Only in
Um,
Italy. Only in Italy these things happen, man. Only in
only in
Italy.
Italy. I love it. I love it. But you know what? I know we're gonna have lots to talk about. We're giving the people a couple of minutes. They're gonna be joining on. But guys, one of the most important things to do, you gotta like and subscribe. Yeah, and you
Exactly.
gotta click that button. You gotta put the
Yep.
notification, la campana. It's gonna tell you when we go on. Just like let's say we're going on live right now. A little earlier. It is what it is. But dude, are you ready? That,
Oh,
that's
I am so ready. I'm as ready as a Lotito
you're
press
gonna piss
conference
off.
at the 100th minute. I'm so ready.
Oh, you're gonna piss off so many
Wait, wait,
people.
wait, wait. Before, here's my Lotito impression, which was
Jesus
also the
Christ.
first half, but we'll get to that.
We're gonna get to that, guys. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Cari amici sportivi, welcome you to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan with Jan the Man. That's your name. Vinny
That's me.
T. Stevie P. He's a busy guy. Fabio's a busy
Busy,
guy, but you know
busy.
what? There was a lot of things to talk about. I'm like, let me bring on Jan because you don't hold back when it comes up to
No,
these things. You don't care who you're gonna offend.
No,
on the internet machine. But
those
how
12
you been,
Lazio
dude?
fans, those 12 Lazio fans are gonna get it today on the internet. All 12 of them.
Jeez. I
Got a
thought you
huge
said
club,
four.
guys. Huge.
Jesus Christ. But
Yeah.
how you been, dude? Are we ready to talk about this game? And but before, the people haven't seen you in a while. I know that you basically tried to, like, uh, silenzo stampa. You didn't want to come on because Presidente had some harsh words for your voice
Harsh.
and your
Harsh.
audio quality, and you took a bad. So what did you do?
Silencio Stamp. I avoided all invites. I said no, no. The footage speaks for itself. I am not attending. Sorry.
Guys, on that note, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. That's what it's all about. It's going to help us. Super chats are open because every single dollar goes back into the podcast. Like maybe buying you a better microphone. Maybe Presidente would, maybe he would sign that off.
Presidente
And
did buy me one. That's why I have this beautiful thing. Now today we
don't
discovered that
move
my
it.
MacBook
Don't.
Pro,
Yes.
for some reason, they didn't put a 1080p camera in this one in 2020. So you gotta love Steve
So we're gonna
Jobs
mention
or the
we're
ghost
gonna
of.
w-
So
we're
we'll
gonna buy
see.
you a new one. We're gonna buy
No,
you a
no,
new one.
I think we're gonna try with the phone over here. I think the phone's a good option. It's a good camera on there, so I might as well do that.
Well, this podcast is called Ugly or Beautiful. You look beautiful even in 720p.
Yeah, thank you.
I know there's a survey on there, but let me get your first thoughts of, obviously going into this game, Milan Lazio. It's, I would say, a big game, right? Lazio just came off, there was a two wins. It's one of these semi big games, especially being at home.
Yeah,
But
they're considered one of the set de sorelle. So of course, it's always
let's
an
set the
important game.
signorina, yeah.
That's it,
Um,
whatever.
but
But I think
Pulisic not starting and Kunku, what were you thinking, seeing the starting
I,
lineup before the game started?
I wasn't like. I mean, let's be honest. Lazio, we'll get into it later, but they can't really invest, so their lineup doesn't really threaten me much. Sadi's a good coach. He always is able to do something with nothing, and I think that's why he's at Lazio. I saw in Kuku, I'm like, oh, it's been a while. Hopefully, he gets a chance to prove himself. No Pulisic for me. I'm always it's tough not seeing him. He's our Captain America. I like to see him on the pitch. He gives it his all. He's having a great season. However, I guess we didn't really need him to beat Lazio, so that's a good thing. We're able to rest him. From the reports, Allegri and the fitness staff saying he's close. He might play next game. I don't think he's going to be out long term. Next game is against Lazio again, right? I love how Serie A schedules these things. So yeah, next game is against Lazio. That should be interesting. Yeah.
W- We didn't need much time to a minute in. Magic Mike saves us once again, and I
Yes.
thought, okay, here
Yes.
we go. This is gonna be a hell of a game, and then for 45 minutes. Uh, how important to you, not only as Magic Mike Ben, but that save? A minute, what was it? 70 seconds, 80 seconds into the game. What a save, Magic Mike. And you do you go with it's a great shot, or maybe our defense is, thank God for Magic Mike because he's been covering our defense. What do you stand on that one?
It was an incredible save. I think our defense, but credit to Lazio on that one chance that they had. It was very well set up. Um, but it happens often. Our defense, even against like sometimes they pull these brain farts still. Allegri says it post game. We're still trying to be comfortable defending. I think the team is very comfortable with the ball when they have it. They're still not comfortable without the ball. They're not comfortable having to defend, having to mark the man, having to be aggressive on the player. It's slowly coming. But hey, I'd rather have a boring half where nothing happens and it's 0-0 than what we were doing last year, where people might disagree with me. There was times under Fonseca that we looked exciting, but then as soon as we gave up the ball, we had no idea what we were doing, and the teams
No
would
idea.
and score on us right away. So will I sacrifice that to stay 0-0 and give us always a chance to win? Oh hell yeah! I'm sorry. Uh, we don't
Anthony,
have
we're gonna
squad
get
to
into
play
that.
beautiful football right now, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for the 499 super chat. Can someone please tell Fofana to shoot that he does?
Hey, Anthony,
Guy likes.
when he dribbled past everybody, I wish he would have kicked it like an NFL kicker. But what the hell?
Io mi
He pulled a
sembrava che
Charlie
vedeva
Brown.
Giorgio
He pulled
Weah, lo vedevo.
Charlie Brown. He pulled a Charlie Brown. Like that girl pulled the ball
Holy
away from
fuck,
him.
that is the guys.
That's a
If you
Charlie
haven't had
Brown.
a choice, Stevie P with his short today. Jesus Christ, that he made me
Amazing
die.
work, Stevie.
Steve, thank you for that. But it was that one of the worst first halves you've seen like this year. I it was one of the
yeah.
It was one of the talking points.
Bigger
but,
games, I would say
yeah.
yes. It is one of the worst halves we had. Could it be, like Steve was saying, let down after the derby? It could be. It could be the letdowns. But yeah, you expect them to be a bit more there for these games against Lazio. But again, we didn't let in a goal. Boring or not, job is done. We go to the second half and we have a chance.
Do you find that Magic Mike this year, I know it's only been 13 games, has he kept us in these games many more times, like in the first 13 games than, let's say, last year? I don't know if it's because of defense or I don't know, but holy shit. Like, would it be against the derby? And in the end, people, yeah, but the Inter, they took all these... The finals is written 1-0, just like today
Exactly.
It's 1-0. But how many times has Magic Mike saved us, or kept us in the game? Turn around. I don't know how the game would have went, Jan, but going down 1-0 after 1 minute, some people will say è duro. Like I think it was Sari that said that one time a couple of weeks ago, where it's like, well, you do have 90 minutes to get back into this game, but how many times have you kept us alive?
I think the big thing people are forgetting is he's not injured at this point of the season. The last couple of years, he's been getting injured early parts of the year. Tatarusano, Sportiello, whoever we had to play in nets.
Tatarusano.
He's staying healthy, guys. I think the Milan fans have never said that he's not worth the money. He's not the great keeper, top 5, top 10 in the world, whatever you want to say. The problem is, if he keeps getting injured, you're going to pay $6, $7, $8 million a year, whatever he's asking. I don't even know. I don't care. Just pay the man. Because if he can stay healthy, you got to take him. But the problem is, I think this year people are noticing, wow, what a save, what an impact. Yeah, because he's playing these games. Last year at the same time, he was missing, 2021-22, he missed 11 games. 2022-23, he missed 31 games. 23-24, he missed 10 games. Last year was his fittest campaign. He only missed 2 games, but the team was absolutely abysmal. And you're not gonna blame the goalie when your defense and your midfield is absolute shit, right? So let's give him a pass on that year. But the years that we were a bit more competitive, he was injured for these times, and now he's there. And I think yes, he saved the game. He kept us in it, and he's acting like a captain and a true leader back there.
Do you think this performance, because let's be honest, Jan, it was not a good performance. I know we're going to get into the second half with Leao's goal and the Fofana coast to coast, whatever, but is this the difference between this team this year to last year, where it's like, guys, let's be honest, we didn't play good. We didn't play very, very good. We had that 1 or 2 opportunities. We made it count, but, it's just, did you feel that they came into this game, I'm not going to say, overthinking it or not taking Lazio seriously, but do you think this is a sign of like, okay, we came back from a big win, fatigue, whatever, or is this like, it's one of these days that your ball wasn't going your way, but we still managed to win? Allegri ball.
I'm sorry, but remind me of a season where a team won every game beautifully. Last year, Napoli, they went through a stretch where they won 3, 4, 5 games in a row that they did not deserve to win, but they found a way to win. This is not a movie that I have to be entertained for 34, 38 match weeks. No, there's going to be tough games. There's going to be boring games. We have a coach that, let's be honest, is very smart, very tactical, but if he has to do the grind it out 0-0 until I get a goal, he's going to do that. But please, someone remind me when there's been one champion in any league, in any decade, in any period that played 38 incredible games. They won every game 5-0. They played champagne football. Even the games, even the teams of Ancelotti, who should have won more Scudettos, didn't do that. The teams of Capello and the teams of Saki. So, guys, it's okay. At the end of the day, like you said, 1-0, 3 points, we move. I wish we had a bit more of these types of games against those teams that we tied. Because here at least we kept a clean sheet and we got the win. I don't care that you dominate Pisa and you can't win. I don't care if you lose. You know, like that doesn't impress me that you dominated these teams and they scored a fluke goal, but we're really in it. It was so exciting to watch. It's not exciting for me when it's a tie or a loss.
No, you're right.
This is exciting for me.
You know what was exciting? You know what was exciting? Other than the Leao goal and the setup from Fofana to Tomori.
That was beautiful play.
Jan, how do you... What was your reaction? Because I had to come home because I was working. Obviously, it's a Black Friday weekend. I recorded the game on Fubo. I get home, and it's that one moment where I'm getting up, and I'm getting up, and Vinny Mancini. Look, no Filipino next year. Vinny, thank you. Thank you for the... look at this guy. He's giving us money on Patreon, giving us money here. Pay the man. But was it a facepalm moment for you? Like, not even tell me that he completely, like, whiffed the ball and it went, like, outside the... Thank you to Steve for that beautiful video this morning, but
yes,
Jesus Christ.
He gets the starts because he recovers the ball. Beyond that, he's not. But again, coaches play him. National teams call him up.
Leao was right on the side by himself.
I know, but you're asking too much over here, guys. The fact he got there is remark. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm here! Oh my God, I'm here! Oh my God, I'm here!" And then he fell. It's as if I got teleported into his body for a moment. You know, as a kid, I was like, man, I wish I could just take one shot and say, yeah, like that pass from Van Basten and kick it in. That would have been me kicking it right into the ground. He was all of us. We should all thank Fofana for making us feel part of the game. But the hate that he gets, I think it's justified for whenever he takes a shot or makes a pass. But he's in the starting lineup because Ververpa,
there's a reason.
Joshari, all these other guys, they don't do what he does. Is there better people that do what he does? Absolutely. Do we have anyone? No. So Allegri needs a guy to recover the ball. It's not going to be Modric. It's not going to be Ricci. It's not going to be Joshari. Actually, you know what? Maybe Joshari. Rabiot is incredible in whatever he's doing. When he's on the pitch, to me, he's our... Sorry, I think he's even more important than Modric at this point. No disrespect to Modric. I think he's a better player overall, but Rabiot...
doing his job, dude.
Fantastic. I'm eating my words because Juve fans used to say, "Oh, but if it was on your team, you would understand." And now I understand. The guy does something.
I think we loved to hate him when he was at Juve, and you know what?
It was Adrian,
and he's got his mom as an agent.
It's got his mom. Was a very handsome woman, might I add.
She's a handsome woman. She's a handsome
very
woman.
Handsome. You don't want to cross that lady.
Speaking of the devil, he passes it over to Tomori. Lucky goal or just right place, right time? We get the goal.
Lucky goal. That was a training ground execution. I don't coach. We've gone through this already, but that was training ground execution. Like the way they set that up, very, very nice. They just got to do that a bit more. They got to do that a few more times a game.
1-0 came out, right? And then the drama happens. And I'm watching this on replay, Jan, and I'm like, this can't be. This can't be. I'm like, we're going to get fucked again. And in my head, I'm like, it ain't a penalty, just the way his position is. And I'm like, well, they're going to give it against us because that's the way we've been used to.
Exactly.
And I loved the referee association coming out and said they both fucked up. They both fucked up, saying like why did you call him back to VAR when his decision was right? Right?
Correct.
And I could get,
Correct.
like, if your arm is this way, I can get that. And you know the problem is, Jan, is that we've seen these kind of penalties being called. Back to the play. So the referee association saying that they both screwed up because the VAR should have never called him back because it was a
No.
right decision, and two, what's his name, Kolu, whatever, that he shouldn't, like, now to
He
say
had to-
that it goes non era foul. It goes, it wasn't even a foul on Pavlovic, but I think in the end, what they're crying about, what the fuck are you crying about? Because honestly, if I got a penalty awarded for me in that, and we're all saying, like, no, I can't be penalty. Like, that's a cheap way how to get a penalty. What is this uproar of these Lazialists and everything? And you know what? I sent you guys a video of Allegri speaking after the game. And at the third question, he just said, he goes, ma perché non parliamo della partita? He goes, you guys want to talk about the referees all the time, right? Talk about the referees, call the referees, call the... What do you have to talk about the referees? What did Allegri say? He didn't take off his jacket, but he did say, it's like, every time you ref, there always seems to be something. Then who the
There
fuck
always
is
seems
that
to be an issue.
Lazio assistant coach going after Allegri? Like, what are you doing?
Because they're hiring thugs off the street. That's how they can afford that team. You can morti di fame, Chris.
But I know it's easy for us to speak as Milanistas, but I think it was the right call. I don't think it would have. I like the explanation from the referees association, and, like, you know what? Let's be honest, guys. Even if they would have fucked up and they would have given the penalty, they would have came out as like, but there's still no. So now the VAR referee has a suspension, right?
Yeah, because you should never have called the ref over. And then the ref, because I don't know why they allow the mob rule to go around this ref while he's trying to do his job, which is ridiculous to me.
And you
should
just
be
see
in
him was just like,
a semi-enclosed room by himself. Everyone else should be away. You get close to the ref, you all get red cards. I'm sorry, Allegri, you don't go and talk to the ref when he's doing his job like that. You got a red card, and he understood after. I don't understand why you. It's like your colleague at work throws you under the bus. No, go check it out, and then you're in front of all the clients. Yeah, I had to. You had to skate. You had to come up with something. Because what was he supposed to do? Go on the mic and say, "Yeah, my colleagues are idiots. I was right on the field." He has to say something. There's 70,000 people at the stadium that are all screaming. There's players on each side that are being intimidating with the guy. So he fucked up, and instead of just saying there was initially no foul on the play, I reviewed and that's it. He came up with some story that the guy was pulling in from behind and his arm was like this.
Don't get me wrong. Like, if it was a reverse situation, I would have taken the penalty. I wouldn't have been like, but I would have been able to come on today and go, that wasn't a fucking penalty, right? Now we're deciding back, and his arm is in a natural position. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. But the worst part of all this is every Laziale is freaking, not every
And
single one of them.
Interista, because obviously they have to jump in because they're pathetic.
Interista is what? Because Thuram got nailed on one foot, but was holding his other foot on the last game. We got that against us.
They were showing one Laziale was showing images when we had Bonucci on the team. Like, how far back you want to go to prove points over here? Maybe because they live in 2004, that's new for them. That's like new information for them. But we're in 2025. You don't have to go that far back, Laziale. It's okay.
But where? How would you explain? Why are they freaking out? Like, and they're adamant. They're freaking out about this call, and it's against us. And I'm like, what?
It's.
Tell me that the guy's arm was like this, Jan. Tell me his arm was like this, completely out of, like. How would you accept the penalty? You would still accept it, don't get me wrong, but how are you going crazy for this decision? It doesn't make sense to me.
Because you're getting pumped up by your stupid owner and the ownership and the team that doesn't go to a press conference after. So, of course, as a fan base, oh, yeah, let's get pumped up.
I know you had some things to say about Lazio.
I would like to go in there because
yes,
Lazio didn't just lose to Milan on the pitch. They lost in the press room as well. Okay, they skipped the post-match conference over a call that was actually correct. So that's not a big club move. That's a meltdown. How many times have Milan been screwed or calls went against us and we didn't agree with it, did our coaches or anybody not show up to a post match conference? So considering that they're gonna take a stand on something like this, but what's hilarious is that this team doesn't take a stand on much. So chronic financial mismanagement to the point that they can't even sign players. They basically failed the league's financial compliance test, and they're stuck with an aging squad because they can't register new players. And actually, out of the top 7 teams, like the Big Seven Sisters, they're the one that has not produced anything out of the youth academy. So not only are they signing old players and they can't sign new guys, they can't even bring people up from their Primavera because it's absolute dog shit. So great job over there. And then also, you would think that a team that 14 out of the last 21 seasons under Lotito did not have a shirt sponsor. No wonder you're not meeting your financial compliance test. That's the easiest thing in the world. Put something on your shirt. But you know what it is? It's probably because they never took a stand against their extremist supporter groups in their ultra section. So do you think companies want to be associated with these idiots? Where you have fans that put out signs about Anne Frank, they say women are not allowed to come into the ultra section, that they have monkey chants against Balotelli, Keane, Paul Ings, going back to the early 2000s, that one year that they were good. And lastly, you don't go to a press conference, but Lotito, and like at this point here, I want to clarify, we know this all very well. We had an owner that was Prime Minister of Italy, and he owned AC Milan. However, Lotito, he runs this as a side hobby while being a politician. Berlusconi never treated Milan as a side hobby, except for maybe the last 2-3 years where he wanted to get out. So all the things I've said about Berlusconi, and I've been vocal about how he left us in the shits, he did not treat us as a side hobby. Lotito, on the other hand, he has contract disputes. He lost one of the better Italian coaches of the last 10, 15 years, Inzaghi, because he was dragging his feet to sign him. Managers leave in frustration. The club has no long-term plans on how to generate revenue. Their social media skills are absolutely zero. They treat it like it's 1992 and you're still signing up with AOL with that CD, the free one they used to give you in the mail. And they show no accountability on or off the pitch. But hey, let's skip the press conference because you feel hurt that you missed out on a penalty when you didn't deserve to win. You did nothing all game. We did nothing the first half. You did nothing all game. So at the end of the day, Lazio didn't skip a press conference. They skipped accountability, ambition, and modern football. Until they fix that, the only thing they've been winning at is the embarrassment derby, because Roma's passing them hard right now. And
if it was a Lazio
maybe
fan,
another European capital, besides maybe some small country that has a capital, and that you're a team in the capital, and that's how you treat. Like, you don't even own your own training ground. Trigoria is owned by Roma. Them, Formello, wherever they're at, they're even leasing that. Like, you're really like.
I could understand their frustration. No, I could understand their frustration, but that was like, honestly, like, just own it up. Go, like, I'm sure they've had the worst calls go against us. We've had the worst calls go against us.
They don't own up to anything, Vince. That's the point. They don't own up to anything. You're gonna make a stand on this.
What are they gonna do on Thursday? Do you think this is grounds for them to come out guns a blazing on Thursday during the Coppa Italia?
Guns a blazing. They're the age of a Calcetto team that plays in the small town. What are they gonna come out guns a blazing after 12 minutes and the Red Bull is over? These guys are cooked. They're cooked. Provedel, it's not 2022 anymore. He's not that great. They have Gila, Romagnoli. I always have a soft spot for Romagnoli. I'm not going to talk shit about him. But their team has garbage, and they have no youth system. No youth. Which is weird for the far right, because they like the youth. So, what's happening over there, guys?
You're going to piss off so many Laziali.
So many. All 12 of them, Vinny. All 12 of them are going to be mad.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no. That guy said some mean things about us.
On that note, can you give me about your best player of this game? Looking throughout all your tops and flops.
Rabiot, for me, best player. Yeah. Rabiot, he's the engine. He's everything. Yeah.
Tomori didn't have a bad game. Guys, how about you guys in the
No,
comments?
no.
Your tops. Tomori didn't have a bad game. Come on.
Tomorrow, a great game. Great game.
Yeah, and I was
Great game,
like,
listen.
to me, like a, for that one, guys, let us know your tops. How about a flop? And you can't say Fofana because we just, yes, Strats Perceive, fellow Patreon members. We haven't seen him in a long while, but I'm
Good
sure if he
guy.
was on
Good
here
guy.
right now, he would tell us how it is. How about a flop? Nkunku? I didn't hear his name.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say a flop as in, oh my god, shoot yourself. But yeah, it was your chance to do something. You hit a post, do a dribble, make a move, do something. He wasn't very impactful on the pitch. So because he's in a situation where he's got to make the most out of this. Now, look, if the Mexican leaves and they don't sign anyone, which is very possible with their management team, he might get more starting time, and they might have to recall Camarda. But I don't know, man. I feels like it's a flop. It's just missed opportunity, and he probably wishes he had that back. Just not saying he had to score, but he could have done something.
He could have done something. Last question I'm going to ask you before we move over to the Fubo.tv Serie A recap. VAR, the way it's been 13 weeks in, Jan, do you find that there's more accountability from the Serie A? Do you find that from last year to this year, or even the years before to this year, they're recognizing the mistakes? I'm not saying they're fixing them.
Yes.
But they're recognizing a lot more the mistakes of the VAR. And I think this week it's been a while, guys, I might be wrong, let me know, but it's been a while where I'm like, no, they both fucked up. He fucked up by telling him to go back to his, and he fucked up saying there was no foul, there was no penalty. It just should have stayed as a corner kick the way it should. But the accountability and them calling them out, do you think this is leading to maybe a change or referees maybe thinking twice before doing any of these decisions? Because let's be honest, Jan, look at the Serie A right now. What do we have? 4 or 5 points difference between top
First
7,
and
8.
7th. Yeah.
We don't want a VAR decision to decide a Scudetto. So do you think this is a move in the right direction?
Definitely any adjustments that they do make, because you know how Italy is with adjustments, it's a good move. They're definitely explaining the decisions a bit more. They've been suspending people. Last year, the guy, the ref that gave Milan a penalty against Roma, he got suspended. So, there is improvements on that. However, you said something like, do we want VAR to like decide this title race, or are we worried it's going to decide this title race? It's Italy. Referees will always decide something. So unfortunately, you don't control that. Nobody controls that. And like I said, if I'm looking at this purely from my operations manager, like Chapeau over here, the one I'm saving Canada's borders, and I see this ref who made the right call, gets called to the machine by his colleagues, has all these bestias around him yelling at him, telling him whatever he's called. You have to change. And I know it's hard because Italy has really old stadiums, and I don't know where you're going to put this guy to be like isolated, but it cannot be that you have to go and review something, get composed, come up with an answer, speak in front of 60, 70,000 people, meanwhile have 12 to 24 guys around you screaming at you. And if they were getting paid millions of dollars as referees, I'd be like, well, too bad. It's a spectacle. Go for it. But they're not. They're not.
We have a ref cam now.
Guys.
We were to
Ref
consider
cam
a
is
big
awesome.
game.
Lex, Dybala Lex, she made a whole post on it is amazing because you get to see some really, really awesome shots. But
Like
if they don't want
the ball.
if they don't want this situation to come up again, you need to find a way to get this guy alone, nobody bothering him, because it's not fair and no one can do a job properly when you're getting hounded like that, trying to review something, and it's already 100th minute, 111th minute, the crowd is going crazy. Who knows what he was called? It's not fair. Sorry. You're not setting them up for success.
I'll take the 3 points, and I'll take the Lazio tears. We will see on Thursday what goes on. But yeah, it was week 13, and there was other action basically action that kept us back as Le Capoliste. I don't like walking
Yes.
into the bar. Salutate Le Capoliste. Salutate Le Capoliste. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it. And on that note, this segment is brought to you by Fubo.tv, your home for all things Serie A and the EPL here in Canada. E se può anche ascoltare in italiano, Jan. I don't know if you watch in Italian. I watch in Italian.
I want to say something about this Como team that everyone's being hipster doofuses about.
Well, I was gonna go that Como.
I'm
did
sorry.
you know-
I'm
What's
sorry.
wrong? What's wrong?
Everyone, oh, Como this, they're so good. Como all this. Oh, wow. Fabregas, amazing. What a great team in Serie A. How many Italians do they have playing?
You got me because I don't follow Como.
Not many. All their stars are from outside. They get them from the Spanish league. So what are you doing for the Italian national? How good are you for Serie A? You're about as useless as Milan and the rest of them.
Seven goals. That was a surprise. 7 goals taken in since the beginning of the season, like Roma. But Sassuolo too hasn't been that very bad. But
Thank you, Liban. This is how many Italians they have. So good for Serie A. Huh? So good for Serie A.
You know what? Now that you're there, you know what? Let me just go.
I'm sorry.
German, Spanish, Polish, Spanish, Croatian, Spanish, Montenegrin. Oh, midfielder Francesco Andreali, Italiano. Croatian, French. Matteo Papaccioli. I've never seen him. Nico Paz, Spanish. Lorenzo Bossignori. Yeah, guys that we've never seen. Yeah, so okay, you're right. And you know what? That's not the problem of the team. That's the problem of Serie A letting this kind of stuff.
No, the problem is the media. They go after all these teams, but they make Fabregas and Como look like these. The answer that Serie A needed. Look what great, beautiful football is playing, and he is good for them. Happy for the city. Happy for the owner. They're doing good. They have a nice plan, nice project. However, you're not helping Serie A any more than Milan, Inter, or Juve are. You're not helping the national team at all. You're not bringing up any of these young kids that could be potentially, eventually starting for Gattuso or whoever the coach is going to be once he fails to make the World Cup. We'll see.
And then on this page, lots of Giostra de Gol on here. Let's play it once again.
I watched the Genoa game to see our boy Colombo.
Okay, Genoa 2-1 in casa del Genoa, and these are kind of what did you see, Colombo? Nothing much to write home about.
Not much, but Verona's they got a lucky goal. They were not anyway.
We'll see we'll see. Udinese taking home 2-0 win away at Parma. Then the big comeback. Spalletti. Allora adesso abbiamo. Did you ever notice his eyebrows?
Yes.
He has no eyebrow. Allora adesso abbiamo andato al 45esimo un 2-1.
He looks a bit like those women at Alegria's, or Mercedes, that they just have them painted on.
Biggest news in this one, other than a much needed 3 points, Susan is out for 3 months, Jan.
Yeah. So there goes our January transfer, or at least the rumors. What is Sky going to talk about now?
I don't know, but in the end, they definitely needed these 3 points, Juventus, because they haven't been scoring all cylinders under Spalletti, and honestly, I don't think Spalletti is the answer to Juventus. We shall see. I know, it's only been a couple of games, but a very narrow win in the Champions League last week, right? Jonathan David decided to score. One of his 30 goals that he was going to score in Serie A in all competition. He decided to score one last week, but I don't know. You think this is a big blow? Vlahovic out for 2 to 3 months?
I think so, because he's the best striker they have.
That's very well put.
Openda, he sounds like some drug that the Americans advertise on TV when I'm watching. I don't know. That guy's garbage. Jonathan David, not worth the price tag. Sorry, buddy. It's not France over here. You're going to have a harder time scoring. Dusan is the best player that they have up front.
Definitely. Obviously, the Milan win, Lecce and Torino.
Hey,
Torino going down 2-0 on this one, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about Torino. Let's give them a little trumpet. These guys, lots of goals in the second page, but Torino, I don't know, man.
It's gonna be I think that's our next away game, no? After the Coppa Italia.
Yeah, after away, yeah.
I don't like those games.
I know.
Torino away, I don't like those games. But at least we don't have to play against Juric, who just is the epitome of cement. So there's like no movement happening there. So Lecce, I'm just surprised that Camarda, I was told by a lot of Milanistas in the summer that we made a mistake, that he was going to be the next Van Basten or whatever. And look, he's developing, and I think the conversation that Interistas are saying, Pio is better. Pio's taking his opportunities, and he's. But he also did more loans. Pio, he's older, right? So just I think I trust the management. Camarda needed to do this, needed to go through these struggles, because if he was going through these struggles at Milan, his ego would have been shot. Forget it. He would have been crucified. Oh, next game. That's where Lautaro, the Golden Boot winner, scores all his goals against nobody teams this year. That's good. Good for him.
Lautaro scoring 2 goals against Pisa.
Wow.
They made it a game. Pisa, they made it a game, but in the end, Inter is Inter, guys. I know we like to poke fun to our snake cousins, but I wasn't expecting a Pisa surprise win on this one. 2-0 Inter, Lautaro 2 goals at Pisa. Fiorentina, dude. I
don't think it was purely the problem, eh?
I don't know what's going on, dude. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, Jan. What the fuck? And Atalanta, I know they had come back. They had come from was it a 3-0 loss last week in Serie A? If I'm mistaken, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. But what does Fiorentina need? What do they need?
I don't know. I think they need to be relegated. Maybe that's what they need, to wake up call. I don't think they will get relegated. There's too much talent on that roster, but I don't think they can afford to fire the coach again.
Still waiting for 3 points, dude. Still waiting for 3 points. Week 13 in.
But you know what? Fun fact. Fiorentina and the 2 other teams in the Retrocessione right now have sold more season tickets than Lazio. But hey, that's not a problem. That's not a problem for Lazio. More season tickets sold, though.
La grande partita della domenica in Serie A, settimana 13, la Roma in casa contro il Napoli. Neres does what it needs to do. I think this was a favorable, result for us, but Conte si riprende il Napoli. And you see the Laurentiis today, they had the awards. Conte migliore, il Napoli il migliore dell'anno scorso.
Interesting, eh? 1-0 victory, not much in the first half, but this is what a victory. And Allegri and Milan, it's Nashkaronia. So interesting. Honestly, I don't know what Svilar was thinking on that goal. I don't know, like Neres. Game could have ended 0-0, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And I think Svilar knows he could have had that back. He's a very good goalie. He was mad at himself over there. He just misjudged the place.
And Jamie Vardy coming in, score strong today. Bologna 1, Cremonese 3. This was a surprising. These are the kind of results where it's like I've been saying for the last couple of years. People can't stop talking about Bologna because the other top 7 teams are not performing, whether it be Milan last year or this year. And today, Cremonese, they criminated. That was one of your sayings when we got criminated week 1. But 3-1. And scusate, because, they need it. And Liban Youssef, like, this needs la trompetta, la scusa di tromba. Jamie Vardy.
Jamie Vardy's is a champion, and I'm happy to see him score in Serie A. Cremonese, so far, is the only team that beat the Capolista. So some respect, please.
Look at
the
this.
city where the Stradivarius was born.
Ah, very nice. Yeah, I like to ask Steve this once in a while, every couple of weeks. I know Fiorentina is the easiest answer. What is your biggest disappointment 13 weeks in? Or give me your, I wasn't expecting this at all in a negative way. 13 weeks in.
In a negative way, and I can't choose Fiorentina.
Would you say
Hmm.
Atalanta?
No, because when they hired Uric, I knew they were fottuto. I thought they were not gonna. People had them in the top five. I'm like, if with that coach, where are they going? He's just the
Would you?
non-Italian Giampaolo. This guy, he keeps getting jobs for no reason. Like I don't understand.
Uh,
But I guess yeah, for people that believed in Juric and that no, they're gonna be good with Palladino. They're gonna come up. So I'm not surprised that Atalanta is where they're at right now. I
okay,
guess
so
Juventus, because
Juventus at top.
you know why? Because of all the hype, they have a lot of good advertising, so it influenced me, and I apologize. I should have listened to my gut because their roster's still ass. But I was surprised. I thought they'd be higher up, maybe where Como is.
Then again, it's 5 points, 5 points difference from first place, and
Exactly.
pleasantly surprised looking at this 13 weeks in.
I'm pleasantly surprised with Cremonese. They're in a safe spot right there. They're 7 points
17
above
points.
18th. I like their kit colors. I like it's another team in Lombardia and Jamie Vardy. Why not? Let's go.
Jamie Vardy.
And honestly, the first couple of weeks they were playing a very attractive football. I think when you have a team like that and your budgets are limited. I'm not talking about Lazio, Cremona. When your budgets are limited, you accumulated the points earlier. Then you got to play safe after. You want to stay in Serie A so you can make those shekels. But oh man, they're 1 point behind the mighty Lazio. Jeez, look at that. Huh?
We're gonna get so much hate, and you don't give a fuck. You really don't.
Fuck.
And on that note,
add Busted Calcio on Twitter if you want to send me all your hate. Okay.
And on that note, that segment was brought to you by Fubo.tv, your home for all things Serie A and EPL here in Canada. You know what? I'm gonna pull up because I know a couple of questions from the Patreon members, and James, first off, it's Fofana, mamma mia. Can you please let Jashari play? But that's a good point. Would Jashari take Fofana's place? I'm not sure because I like Jashari. To me, might be a more offensive kind of midfielder. But what do you say?
I want to say Jashari is more of like Jashari Ricci are more like substitutes for Rabiot Modric, and
yeah,
we don't have that robust guy like Fofana. I mean, look, guys, I understand the hate. I get it, and I am no way trying to say that I'm a Fofana lover, but they need to get Allegri someone else. And again, RLC, I don't think he has the speed. He's a big boy and everything, but he's more like attack minded. He doesn't really recover balls. He's even more clumsy sometimes. So RLC is not the guy. I don't think the kid we sent out on loan, Liberali, was the guy. I don't think we have that.
We're in first place, 13 games in. Nobody would have expected that.
Lobotka, we need Lobotka. We need a guy like that, a grinder, someone that can go.
In Allegri, we trust, dude. If that's the way he sees it,
we have to, guys. We've lost one game.
Come on, Jashari. I think he wouldn't be replacing Fofana. Omar, what is your opinion on the Magic Mike renewal situation, and do you think it is too early to speak about the second star? Omar, way too early, right? Piano piano si va lontano, chi va sano va lontano. And for me, the renewal situation, let's be honest here, Jan. If you don't get some sort of agreement in the winter, you can't afford to lose him for free. Now, let's take our Milan glasses off. Yeah.
Either, though. Yeah.
That's another good fine point, but I don't know, man. I think he's in a position that I don't know Mike. I don't know him personally. I would like to know Mike personally, but I don't think he's in a position to ask for exorbitant amounts. Then
you
again,
don't think so? You don't think he's in the position to ask for more money than Leao? Right
okay,
now.
let me ask you something. This conversation, this amount of money that you might be going through your head, is it going by his last 13 weeks
Oh,
performance?
for sure. But that's the
Okay.
management's fault. That's the management's fault. Because if you would have signed him to the money he wanted in the summer, you would have saved money. But instead, you said no because you wanted to get him at $1 million less because I don't know why. So now he's having these performances. That's life. Now he's worth more, guys. I'm not blaming Mike. I'm not blaming Allegri. I'm blaming management for this. You guys should have signed them when you had the chance for the 6 or 7 million you wanted and just go with your guy because let's be honest, there's no one in the pipelines that's this good for us. We have goalies, we have guys that can play, but the way our defense is playing, we need our keeper to make one big save a game, minimum. Sometimes against Inter, 3 or 4. So you stop 2 penalties in a row. Like, guys, that's just making your stock rise. He's laughing. Him and his agent are laughing now. Gabbia writing under his thing, please sign. He knows that the fans want him there. The pressure is on for Lanny, Zlatan, Moncada,
the other argument,
they gotta sign him.
the other argument I would have for you, Jan, is that Donnarumma did the same thing, and we still managed to find somebody. I'm not saying there are magic mics, a dime a dozen out there, but to your question,
could be
to the second
positive.
star, I think it's a bit too early, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think
Look,
all depending how it goes until the winter break, but I just know this team, from the amount of players that we lost on the free, and we've seen other teams lose players on the free that were worse than us, but we can't.
yeah, I know. But you know what these guys are saying? They're like, well, we lost no one for free. We sold Tona, we sold everyone. It was Maldini and that management team that lost people for free. That's what they're saying to themselves. Them, when they go look at we haven't lost anyone for free. That wasn't us. But they probably cost their boss, the owner, a few $1 million right now because they should have just signed the guy when they had the number. And that's it. He's
That's
a top keeper in the world, and you make it work. And now, I would say, if you don't sign him in January and we're in the second star push, you bite the bullet, you keep him, and away parla, thank you, bye. And he's going to go off to Chelsea for free. And you're right. I like how you're thinking optimistic. We could go find another keeper, and there's a lot of guys out there that we can go and sign. There's a few guys in Serie A, yes, all that. But if we're in the position to win a title, and because you want to make a few $1 million off a sale, I think that's a bad idea because we need him to win this title.
We definitely do. Finishing off with Vinny Mancini. So I would like to go and revisit my question from a few weeks back. Should Milan send a formal complaint to the FIGC for another ridiculous refereeing demonstration? The thing that upset me more is that Romagnoli did not come close to receiving that second yellow card for blatantly taking down Leao, preventing a possible goal-scoring opportunity near the end of the second half, which, yes, he's right on this one. How is this not being talked about? If the right and obvious call was made at the time, the whole penalty farce in stoppage that embarrassed the league would have never occurred. Allegri Red should be absolved for the rubbish of a performance from the ref and his crew. In the end, Vinny, to make a complaint, whatever, I think Allegri just likes to be thrown off of games. Romagnoli, but guys, let's remember, Acerbi pulled Leao's hair. Didn't even get a card for that, right? We had Thuram holding one leg when he got hit on the other leg.
There's missed calls in every game, guys. There's missed calls in every game. There was that missed call in Romagnoli. I agree. There's missed calls in every game. Are we gonna become AC Karen now all of a sudden and start sending formal complaints to the league about this stuff?
AC Karen.
I get Vinny where you're coming. He's a good.
But I think Vinny. I think
I understand what he's saying. I do not want my team to go make a formal complaint because
I think maybe he's just make a complaint for the fact to make a complaint.
No, it's a waste of paperwork. It's a waste of time. The league is not gonna. They're gonna look at that. They're gonna say, "Oh, wow, thanks," and that's it. They're gonna move on. What do you think it's gonna change? It's not gonna change anything. And then you're no better than the Lotito saying, "I'm not gonna go to the press conference. I'm gonna make a formal complaint." It's paperwork, guys. It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything until they take these coaches and embarrass them in front of their families by tarring them and covering them with feathers every time they make a mistake. There's not going to change. This is not going to change. It's a systemic issue in Italy. And the reason I don't want to complain about it is because, like last year when we got a penalty against Roma that we didn't deserve, some calls go our way. Some calls go against us. They miss calls every game. The alternative is you get drones flying over the pitch, you remove all referees, and you make it very robotic. That's the only alternative I can think of right now
Yeah,
to get it perfect. But making
that's
a
true.
complaint, I see where Vinny's coming from and go for it. But I wouldn't want my team to make a formal complaint. It's not going to give anything.
Lazio on Thursday, Monday Torino. So Monday Weekly Podcast, the Milan Weekly Podcast next Monday will be fresh in our minds. Guys, take a look. Vintage Pitch, they got a 20% off sale of all the website. No codes needed. It's Le Vendredi Fou, as they would say here in the Quebec. And I'm glad that it's over because
It's
I
Cyber
can't
Monday.
have customers. Fuck Cyber Monday and fuck this whole weekend. It's like people, it's like never seen iPhones in their lives. It is what it is. But guys, take a look. Vintage Pitch. I had the t-shirts. Everybody's been like, guys, these fucking
Very
t-shirts.
nice.
Look at
About my dad on
Look at
Napoli
what-
one is very nice.
look at Stevie P. You got me over
Very
there.
nice.
You see?
Very nice.
20% off. Beautiful. Il Derby della Madonnina. On that note, Jan, yeah, World Cup draw is on Friday. That's why the league is so corrupted. No kidding. Thursday, facciamo la Coppa Italia. This is a one-off, right? They don't do Andata e Ritorno. It's only semifinals Andata e Ritorno. Guys,
Yeah. So
you know what?
So
Frank
only have to
GPT is going to let us know.
they only have to skip one press conference this time, not two.
Jesus Christ. Oh, you're just President is gonna be cutting this up and making sure that he sends us all to Lazzali.
SS Karen,
Guys,
the SS Karen is coming to dock in Lombardy. I know we're playing at the decrepit Stadio Olimpico. It's true. Not decrepit San Siro. They're all falling apart.
hopefully Canada gets a favorable group this time, unlike Qatar. We shall see. We shall see. Jan, let's go with our final thoughts before we wrap this up. 13 weeks in, I believe me and you, we spoke at the beginning of the season, and we both were on the same side where it was like, do you take a Coppa Italia win in top 4 or Scudetto? And I think we both answered, no, give me a fucking Scudetto. 13 weeks in, we're playing one game a week. I don't want to, you guys could talk about the journalists, about Napoli, about Juve, about this. The only people they don't talking about is Roma. And I find Roma's been doing okay so far. I don't know if they can keep it up, but I
Can't beat
think
the big
Allegri is the
teams.
right. Yeah. And look, so far, so good. Let's see what we muster up on Thursday, but even more importantly, what we can come up on Monday against Torino, because Torino, you don't know what you're going to get, and we are playing in their home. Who knows what's going to happen there?
I think Thursday's Lazio is going to have. I have a feeling they're going to come out even more like fire because the way the standings are, the way their team is, I don't think they have a chance of cracking the top 8 this year. So this is their real one way of making it into Europe. So I think they're going to go all in into Coppa Italia.
So they're going to do the press conference before?
Yeah. They're going to film it from Lotito's office in Parliament, and they're going to send it in Virtuale after. They're even going to send some carrier pigeons with some Morse code because that's how old their social media is.
You're so bad.
Yeah, you see, I went up with the right arm just like they do all the time.
Don't fuck around.
Oh, man.
Don't fuck around.
You see, it was outside of the camera though. Ooh. Them, it's on camera. Unfortunately, that's why they get fined by UEFA all the time.
Do you have a meltdown if we lose against Lazio in Coppa Italia?
No. To me, Coppa Italia is a
disappointment.
Nice
Yes, but hey, give me Scudetto.
Give me Scudetto. Give me top 4, and give me another Lazio tears on the return leg in the league.
On Thursday night, Coast to Coast will be on reviewing the game. Monday night, myself, Stevie P, will be back on to review Milan Torino. Guys, I've been doing a little, even myself, some shorts comparing, you see, I did one that's coming out soon there. Roddy Piper, who did they compare? You see, I put Bret Hart, like Van Basten. I'm a wrestling guy. I like to compare guys like this, but we've been having fun.
I saw that one. I before we go, Van Basten had a bit more personality than Bret Hart, though. Bret Hart was technically the best.
Van Basten had personality. Van Basten was a nice cool killer. He was right there. It's not like he's like Bret Hart. It's like Bret Hart. The excellence of execution. You know
Okay,
what I
you know
mean?
more about wrestling. I don't know. I was just
Stevie
up with
P
the
wants me
Warrior.
to do the Iron Sheik. Ask Frank GPT what I'm gonna do with the Iron Sheik, but we'll
How
have
about
some
the Ultimate
fun.
Warrior?
He's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
we're gonna
had,
get some-
didn't we have the other guy that played for Lazio that went with the Roman salute? What was his name there?
Stop! Just
Paolo
stop
Di
right there.
Canio. Paolo Di
But
Canio.
be-
He was crazy.
Before we get knocked out from over here, Jan, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you for taking over for Stevie P. Presidente, I hope this was to your satisfaction, as my father would say,
You're doing a
satisfaction.
great job, Presidente.
Ovunque e sempre.
Forza
Forza
Milan.
Milan, guys.
Vincerai, non ti lasci